Okay, so I'm going to do a little estate sale haul from a recent estate sale I went to. So I'm going to show you all the things that I found. So one of the first things is a classic Staffordshire dog. I might keep this. I love them. I think they're so fun. I think it'll look good in my library area. So this is one of the first things I saw and grabbed. This little ceramic swan planter. I love an animal. That'll be a theme throughout this whole video. I picked up anything that was kind of related to animals, but an animal planter is just so cute, and adds some, like, character. So yeah, love that. Then I got this is definitely an antique. It's, an antique pincushion, so I thought that was really cool. Um, and I'm probably gonna put this in my booth that's more in an antique mall rather than a vintage mall. Next, I found this. It's like white and gold, and at first I was kind of like, oh, but it's an ashtray, and then you flick this with the ashes so that they go into the bottom of the container, and you never have to look at the ashes. So yeah, again, this is from France, Paris, France. It says on the bottom. So this might be close to being an antique, if not older vintage. I found a couple cute things for myself. I like these to put up in my library. I am currently sitting in my little library room, but I still need to do a lot of putting up pictures and stuff I've gotten. But yeah, I got one of these and this. It's kind of a cool little velvet background. Again, keeping with the theme, another ashtray. I just thought it was really pretty. It's heavy. I have a bunch of little Wade Whimsies I grabbed too, just because I make little mystery miniature bags that do really well in my booth. So it's filled with all of the little Wade Whimsies I grabbed. But this says, obviously, it's from Rome because it's a picture of the Colosseums, but it's really heavy. And it's got this like beautiful gold trim on everything that I liked. So I didn't get this at the estate sale, but it's just in here and I need to show you. A marble chessboard. Didn't have any of the pieces, but I love using these to display things on. I think it just adds like a really nice element to like a display or something you're stacking things on. And I always get compliments on them and people be like, oh, where'd you get that? And it's a marble chessboard. Okay, so like I say, there's a lot of like animals in this lot, but I found these cute little cats. There's two of them, and one's got the chain where they're supposed to kind of all be connected by the chain. So I'm gonna try and fix that because this one still has the loop for the collar. But yeah, there's two of these, and I just think they're kind of weird and cute, and I'm gonna try and fix them, and I'll put them in my booth. Again, I might keep. Maybe I'll just pick my favorites and bring the rest to my vintage booth. But again, it says like made in Italy in the back. And I was like, oh, is your mom like a big traveler? And she said no. She's like, she never traveled. She just loved to collect different things. So these I might keep again. I have a hard time not keeping stuff. So, but I can always rotate through. I found this cool picture. I don't know how well you can see it, but it is like a hand-drawn sketch. So it's really neat. Sorry, the glare in here is really bad. But again, something I might keep. Artwork is a hard one for me because I know it's like you're never really going to come across it again. So if I like it, I usually keep it until I need to switch something out. And then maybe I'll switch something I already have into my vintage booth and sell that and keep something I found that I liked more. So yeah, we'll see. Another little piece of vintage art, which I thought was really cool, is this framed little photo. It's just so interesting. It's actually a little brooch, but it always fascinates me, these sorts of things. Keeping family photos and things like that. I don't know, it just fascinates me. Another one I might keep. Then I found this Royal Arston Canada Pottery, kind of like a catch-all. I just really like the color. It's kind of almost like a green yellow. And I just thought it would be a really nice catch-all dish. And I'll put that in my booth as well. I mean, you know, I like a ashtray. I just think they're multi-purpose. They're fun. They do sell really well. So if you're looking for something to maybe add to your booth that does sell, unique ashtrays have always been a hit for me. So this one is, at first I didn't know what it was, and then I figured out it was an ashtray. So it's like this really ornate, this is all like metal detailing, and this white, I don't know if it's bone or ceramic. I'm not really sure. But again, sorry for the bad lighting in here. It's and then it's got this top piece that comes out. So again, I think it's so that it's got the little ridges for the cigarette or cigar, and then you wouldn't, when the ashes get full, you just lift this up and it goes into the bottom, and then you can put it back down. So like a party ashtray, or if you have a lot of people over, maybe. And then you don't have to look at the ashes. I guess maybe that was something that people didn't like. No markings or anything, but it's heavy. Like I say, this is metal. And I just really liked it. I thought it was a really unique piece. I've never seen anything like this before. So if you know anything more about any of these things, please comment or let me know, because I always love learning more about them. All right, so again, another animal. This cute little Scotty dog. He is marked Germany, but I can't leave a cute animal behind. It's just one of my things, so I got him. Just like a basic, well, I guess it's not basic. It's a very kind of different, unique pattern of a brass candlestick. It's made in England, so it's a little bit older. Like that, so I usually grab any more unique brass candlesticks I find. So this is Wayne. It's like a little fawn deer on this like tree stump. You could use it as a catch-all. You could use it as an ashtray. Um, I just liked it. Thought it was cute. I think it'll sell. I always pick these up too. These are always a good seller. People are really into miniatures and stuff. So this vintage little brass and glass curio cabinet. It's really dusty, so I got to clean it, but I'm going to pop that in my booth as well. This is so cute. Again, it's like, I don't know why it's got a hole here. The lady said that that's just how they were, where they used to like make the pottery, but he's so fun. I'm trying to get a better there. Maybe if I do it on this side, the light won't be as bad. But he's got holes in his eyes too. So if you know any more about pieces like this, if there was a purpose for these holes, let me know. I'd love to know more. I haven't had a chance to really look this stuff up yet. So this one says Crown Devon, made in England. And she said this one is more antique age. Yeah, I'm interested to know more about this because I just think he's super cute. And part of me thinks this hole is for something, because like I say, he also has holes in his eyes, but let me know. And then I just got another little, this is like a chalk dog, and it's in really good shape. Normally they're all like chipped up and everything, but this little one is in really good shape. And how can you resist that little face? So this will go in my vintage booth as well. So again, another little piece of art. I thought this one was really cute too. It is a sketch as well. It says Hampton Court Place. I just think the mat that they chose and the frame and everything just is really nice. So I think this one will go in my booth. I love a fun vintage tin. So this is a Riley's toffee tin, and I just like the colors and like how fun it is. It's in such good shape. Yeah, Riley's toffee, Halifax, England, not Canada. But yeah, still looks great on the inside. So I will pop this in my booth as well. And keeping with the animals, couldn't leave this cute little kitty. I think it's a Goble. Yeah, Goble. and I just love them. If I could keep them all myself, I would, but I already have a ton. This one is just marked Germany. This cute little sleeping cat. So yeah, those will go in my booth as well. I have a little mini shelf in my booth for like little miniatures like that, and then anything like Wade or mini brass, things that are quite small that I don't want to get lost or go missing. I do vintage mini mystery bags, and it's just a pack of three miniatures that I kind of curate into a cute little group, and then I sell in a little mystery bag. People seem to really like those. So I got another little horse. Stuff like this is like a mini, but it's too big for the miniature bag, so this just goes in my booth. But this is Beswick, a little Beswick horse. So Beswick, Goble, those little type of animals do really well. I got a bunch of these mini brass candlestick holders. This is the sort of thing I will put in a mystery miniature bag. There's just a bunch of them. I think they're super cute, and there is a size. These ones are a little bit small. There's one size up from these, and if you ever see them, but you're like, oh, what would I do with that? They fit a birthday cake candle perfectly, and you can use them just as like a little miniature and burn a birthday candle, because you can get nice like beeswax birthday candles that don't look like the traditional really bright colored birthday candles, or they make really cute little cake toppers for the birthday candles. So just something I've used in the past that way. And then a metal, this doesn't have any markings, but it's definitely antique, I would say. Um, it's a metal horse with his rider. But yeah, no markings. So I know a little bit about these, but not enough to be confident in saying what it is or how old it is. But I do know these are older, so I grabbed that too. I'm a sucker for these ornate boxes that open up, and they've got like the red velvet. Oh, there's something inside. Oh, I'll show you these after. Yeah, I like these boxes. I just think they really can make any dresser or vanity just, you know, look pretty, kind of like romanticize your life, if you will. And then I have two of these. These are antique, and they're coin dispensers. So it's like a push spring for coins, and it's got a little loop. I don't know if you put it on a necklace or what, but they're silver. So yeah, this one is nice because it's got like a little engraved design. But this one is harder. Oh yeah, there we go. It's a bit harder to open. It's got a little mechanism to open it, but yeah, a little coin dispenser. So this one you just have to like push the top and then it opens. I might have to keep this one. Just it's one of those things again where it's so unique. Will you come across it again? And if you do, would you want to pay what they'd probably be asking for it? So I just think it's neat. I like the odd antique. So I think I'm going to keep that. I got this baggie. Always check little baggies. Always check little things because people often pass them over and there's usually some fun things in there. So they're the vintage, I think it's brass coffee spoons. So like here's the Nabob one. Um, I don't know if this is a coffee brand or what, but there's this one. Never seen this one. I've never seen this one before, so has a stamp on the back, so maybe I can look it up. And then a couple more of the little Nabob spoons. And my mom loves vintage Nabob. She collects like the vintage Nabob jars, so I'm gonna give these to her. All right, we're getting close to the end. I found these little statues. They are made in Italy. I can't be 100% sure what they're made out of, some form of stone, but I think I'm going to keep, there's a couple of them. I think I'm going to keep one for my library. So, again, if you know more about these, let me know because I like stuff like this, but I don't know a ton about it. I just like it for the look. This is one of the other ones. I think this one might be the one that I keep. It's quite big. Again, some sort of like stone, but I'm not sure what. Marked Italy. Yeah. I got some horse bookends. Just like a nice little thing for the booth. I think they're copper. They're nice. Found this little lighter. It's brass. Let's see. Boop, boop. I think it might have like fit into something at one point, but this was all that was there, so I grabbed that. Another ashtray. This one is another. This is a nice stone one. Stone stuff does really well for me. It's always, it just kind of elevates things really nicely and adds to your decor. So again, great little ashtray or a little catch-all, whatever you'd want to use it for. So again, little miniature, little brass pestle and mortar. But that was cute. A pair of these stone, I think these are alabaster. Birds. Stuff like this I just find is so cute. So I picked these up. More Croft ashtray. Again, another ashtray. You'll find a theme in that. I always pick up a cool ashtray if it's in good shape. Another one of these ornate kind of silver boxes. This one's got more of a like silky interior. It's in really good shape. There is a mark on the bottom. There be. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I like these little boxes. I grabbed this again. I think this is more of an antique. I think it's a lipstick holder with the mirror. Just again, another unique piece that I didn't think I'd see again, and I grabbed it. There we go. I don't know if you can see that super well, but little Limoges pieces. There's a little plate. My mom collects Limoges, so again, I got that for her. And then this is a little cute mirror. Little tiny hand mirror, Limoges again. So let's see if my mom wants these. If not, I will probably pop them in my antique booth. Another bust. So I think I might keep this one too. It just gives off library feel, you know. It's stone on a marble base. Another one that I think I'm going to keep. It's the problem. You want to keep everything. Okay, last two items. So I got this brass little fox letter holder. Just a great addition to a desk. Gives it some character, gives it some that vintage feel. Yeah, kind of like that Ralph Lauren office vibe. And then this like teeny tiny little brass pot. So that's everything I got. Like I say, I'm keeping a few pieces. I did get some big mirrors and things like that that are just too big to kind of show, and they're already prepped and ready to go in my car for my booth. But this was like a really good estate sale. Normally I don't come home with this much stuff. Usually it's maybe 3 or 4 items. But this was more of a private estate sale that I was lucky enough to attend. And the lady was so amazing. I liked hearing about her mom and the stories behind every item. That's what really excites me about going to these sales, is actually getting to know the items and who they came from. And the pieces that I do keep, I like to write like her mom's name and kind of like the little stories that she told me about the items that I'm going to keep. And then I kind of just put it on the back of the item. I don't know, just to keep that alive, because I think the stories are really what make doing vintage reselling and vintage shopping so unique. So yeah, that's my vintage haul. If you know anything more about any of these items, I would love to hear about it in the comments. If you like seeing these videos, subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching. Bye.